So this looks like it shouldn't be a very hard chapter. Or auxiliary battle? Quest battle? Yet, I think 1,000 gold is a result. This is a used map, I think, of the first chapter, I believe, where you fight Hanneman and Manuela and the Black Eagles and the Golden Deer. Enemy ranges. I think Shamir Sarah. So I should use her as much as I can.
To work. Another one down.
Let's get to it.
I'll give it my all.
With luck, we might be able to get a couple of people who are level 19 up to the requisite level 20. to get into the advanced classes.
That takes care of that.
I'll go.
The one thing that is kind of dangerous in this game that wasn't in any previous Fire Emblem was when your weapon breaks, it doesn't just vanish from your inventory, it's just a fairly bad version of the weapon, and it stays equipped. So you might need someone to change your weapons around a little bit to make sure you don't drop in combat effectiveness.
I'm on it.
Ready.
What should I do?
Here we go.
I only brought one healer because most of these
cut
enemies
through.
shouldn't pose too much of a threat, even to my weaker units. I've just outscaled them.
Over already.
Nothing personal. Boring. I'll grow as strong as I can.
Helps her hit things and not take too much damage.
Technique never betrays.
I knew you
think,
could
like,
do it.
3 stats, excluding charm, is a pretty average level up. Anything where you get really desirable stats like strength, speed, defense, resistance, and on a unit with sort of shaky hit rates, potentially dexterity or luck. Those are better levels, but dexterity and luck aren't significant factors, really. Because, you know, if you get too much of those, it doesn't really help you, but if you can never have too much strength or defense, really. At least when the game is balanced properly. Once you get to the point where every enemy does no damage to you and you kill them in one hit, I guess it is too much. But that doesn't typically happen in a Fire Emblem game. You don't really want to draw all of that attention. So I think I will take it a little bit slower.
The fight continues.
So close.
As expected.
Another one down.
Thank you. Easy. So obvious. Ineffective.
Doing my part.
Seems I prevailed. I'm not at my best today.
Had to be done. Won't work.
You're a big help.
I must stay focused.
Might as well stay in the favorable terrain. That's going to fit them into a forest duel,
You fought
which might
well.
drag things out a little bit. Of course, I could always just kill them right now, I guess. Avoid the problem.
Are we done?
I'll celebrate later.
Well, Ingrid made it to level 20.
Yeah! I won't
Good.
let everyone down.
Although she still didn't gain HP. She's pretty rare that she gets any. Which is what makes bringing her along kind of dangerous sometimes. Alright, we can lure him off the favorable terrain.
Easy. This is what a real man looks like.
Strength and defense. About what you'd expect for an armor knight. No HP though.
So obvious. Give up.
That wasn't that bad. That's kind of an unfortunate thing that happens. Your stats just outgrow the enemies and makes things no longer challenging at a certain point. So you want to keep yourself in a good range, where enemies are still just hard enough that they sort of push you. But not so hard that it's just
Thank you.
ridiculously unfair. Right. I believe Ingrid can now be certified in something new. Fortress Knight. It's kind of cool how the female Fortress Knights, like lower body armor, looks sort of like a dress. Just a dress made of like solid plate metal. What else can we try for? Wyvern Rider, Warrior. I don't want to do those, but it's interesting that I'll have the option. Not quite high enough to get into Warrior. Getting there.
must continue to work hard.
Free defense seems good. I'm not sure how the stat ups when you promote are calculated. Like what determines those. Like if I just bought some beginner steals and gave them the Byleth, would he potentially gain some stats if he had really low ones? Or maybe if I could get him into Armor Knight, would he get a bunch of defense? %70 chance. I don't really have much use for intermediate seals at this point. Might as well try it.
A new path to tread.
Doesn't have close counter. Alright, so I need to replenish my battalions. Pay the replenishment tax. Taking damage in battle, how dare I? And I only like to repair weapons that are like pretty badly damaged, because it saves a little bit of gold. Not that I don't have enough to throw around, suppose. But it's just a little bit more optimal, you know? I don't really need to repair them all. If they still have 75% of the durability, for example, but when they start getting to like 10%, it's almost not even worth bringing them with you. One thing I would like to know is if you sell a broken weapon, how much is it worth? 1 gold. Okay. Well, I guess it'll get it out of my inventory. I think I need to give Sylvain a new hand axe. I like to use iron weapons generally because you can double, because they have low weight, as opposed to steel ones. Steel ones are situationally useful, but iron weapons are cheap, they're easily replaceable, they generally tend to do more damage if you're struggling with speed, and yeah. So, even though they seem like they're not particularly the best weapons, I like to conserve my valuable weapons for situations where they are necessary and not overkill. So, iron weapons are the cheapest thing that get the job done. So that's why you see me buying a bunch of them instead of steel weapons. And hand axes and javelins. I also like to stock up on because being able to counterattack an enemy when they try to outrange you is really nice. Although, with archers in this game, they're just going to outrange you anyway. Unless you use, like, the, Gambit, which I can't use because no one has a high enough authority rating yet, which allows you to counterattack everything for a couple turns. Alright. Well, it does finally have bow range +1, but it doesn't have close counter yet. Which makes him a little bit weak on enemy phase. I have to be careful with how I position him. But I don't expect that to be too much of a problem, because I have tons of other archers that can take his place. So finding a slot somewhere in the line of archers should be simple enough. Not having quite as many advanced classes as I want is a little unfortunate. I've got 2 snipers and 1 fortress knight, and I've got a bunch of people who are just on the cusp of becoming snipers or armor knights. If I had done things slightly differently, I feel like maybe I could have gotten there. Check out this support conversation.
He's always with that man from Dusker. How strange.
I'll bet he used some dirty tricks to gain his favor. That's how those scoundrels from Dusker operate.
What a pleasant conversation you seem to be having. May I join? Please, continue.
Oh, Your Highness, I was just...
I said continue.
I'm sorry, Your Highness!
Such foolishness runs rampant. I fear it is the reality of Fargus for now.
It must appear strange to them, to see me always in your company.
Does it bother you to do?
Of course not. However...
Let me guess. You take exception to the gossip that you use dirty tricks to obtain your position. Is that it?
That does perturb me, but not for my own sake. I am concerned about your Highness's reputation.
We're not talking about my feelings, but yours. As far as I'm concerned, those fools can talk nonsense until their tongues fall out.
I am afraid I cannot agree. But if you were not concerned for your honor in this instance, then why did you intervene?
Because it is my duty to do so. The day my father was killed, I saw the swine who did it. They were not of Dusker. I saw that, knew it beyond a doubt, and yet I was unable to prevent the massacre that followed. Nor could I clear away the dishonor of regicide that has unjustly clung to you and your people. I will not rest until I make up for that. I owe you, just as I owe the spirits of those I let die.
I do consider Fargus to be abhorrent, but you are an exception. You offered me your hand, and pulled me out from an abyss of suffering and death. You risked your life to save a foreigner you had never met. The moment you extended your hand, I decided that only for your sake would I live the remainder of my life, and I would cast it aside in an instant if my death were to your benefit. For that reason, I cannot consider myself your friend. There are still many in the kingdom who despise the people of Dusker. It would be selfish of me to stand by your side as an equal.
To do.
Your Highness?
Do you really believe I care one bit about the chatter of the ignorant?
Of course not. Please forgive my impudence.
I understand the intention of your words. Still, they grieve me. If you wish it so, you may continue to think of yourself as my vassal. I clearly cannot stop you. We need not be anything more or anything less. If that is what you wish to do, so be it.
Your Highness.
Hey Shamir, how do you think I'm doing with my bow lately? Think I'm getting pretty good? I hit closer to the bullseye today, and that felt real good.
You were fine.
Fine? That might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Shamir.
You take too many direct shots, though.
But it's easier if you shoot straight.
Of course it is. But if you can hit your enemy with a straight shot, you're too close. Tell me, Cyril, what's an archer's greatest weakness?
When we get too close to the enemy and we can't shoot the way we're supposed to?
Exactly. As an archer, your position is critical. Know exactly how far the enemy is and keep a minimum safe distance. Understood?
You mean to stay away from the enemies, but not too far away or my arrows can't hit them.
So you understand why you can't rely on straight shots. You have to use curved shots as well. Never run up to your target. Hit them from a safe range.
Shoot them from a safe range with curved shots.
Archers should always control the battlefield.
Okay, yeah, I get that. I'm gonna go practice some of those curved shots right now.
You're not a bad student. If nothing else, you have the right attitude.
You think so?
Keep it up.
I will.
And in the next one, we'll actually get to the battle for the story in Chapter 8 and see what events unfold.